Left-hand side of your screen, pipeline. Well, TransCanada, that's the company behind the Keystone Pipeline, blocked by President Obama. TransCanada is trying to get it unblocked, trying to persuade the Trump administration revive the project. Sounds like a winner to me. Former Shell Oil President John Hofmeister is with us. What do you say, John? Are we going to get that pipeline built eventually, fairly soon?
Well, I think the animal spirits are coming out of hibernation. And so we're going to see a lot of activity, and I think Keystone XL was in critical infrastructure territory. It's still critical infrastructure territory. Now, the immediate problem is that the assets are underwater up in the Canadian oil sands because of the oil price. So there isn't a lot of pressure to build the pipeline at the moment, but I think that will change. And there's no reason TransCanada shouldn't reapply to try to get that pipeline. Lord knows we're going to need it, Stuart.
Yes.
Regardless of what environmentalists say, over the next 20, 30 years, we're going to need all the oil we can to keep the economy moving. And if the animal spirits actually do recreate themselves, the economy is going to grow, which is going to lead to greater demand for oil products and for natural gas. And so we need all of the infrastructure we can build.
Okay. Now, that would be a reversal, another reversal of one of President Obama's policies. Another might be pulling out of or repudiating our role in the Paris Global Climate Agreement. That looks increasingly likely. What do you say, John?
Well, the Paris Accords have a very dubious legal standing. You know, at the 11th hour, the word shall, for all the parties, shall agree to do this, shall agree to do that, was changed to the word should. Because if it had been shall, under a legal concept, that would have had to go to the U.S. Senate as an international treaty. And the Obama administration wanted nothing to do with getting the Senate to approve an international treaty, so they accepted the word should. Should is a meaningless legal term, and in addition, the Accords have no enforcement paragraphs. You cannot enforce anything in the Accords. None of the parties would have agreed to that, probably. China certainly not, and the U.S. didn't want it either. So to back away from the Accords is really not a difficult decision if you don't agree with what's in it.
And you can do it very, very quickly. It's not like something has to be assembled into a new bill, shunted through a hostile Congress, and eventually vetoed. Or it's not like that. It can be repudiated
well, this is the risk
very quickly.
that Obama took in trying to enforce regulatory reform through just the power of one branch of government.
Yes.
When you really need the legislative branch as a party to what you're going to do to make major change.
Bottom line, John, we are doing a 180 on so many items of our life and politics, and policy, I should say. It makes your head spin. But John Hofmeister, I've not yet demanded the $100, or is it $200 that you owe me for getting the price of oil totally wrong. But I'm a magnanimous guy. You know, Trump just won. We can be magnanimous in victory. So, John, I'll let you go, but you might be back in December with cash. Thank you very much, John Hofmeister.
December, I'll have the cash by December.
I'm not allowed to gamble on television. That's a small point.